Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something kind of different and new. I saw this on a few people's channels, or I've seen this before on YouTube, and I thought it was a cool idea. So I'm going to be giving you guys book suggestions based off of different movies. So like if you have seen this movie and you like it, then here's a book I think you'll love as well. I do have a mix of romance, fantasy, and mystery as well. Like in these, like I have different categories for everything. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. If you liked this type of content, let me know. Like comparison videos, or like movies and book recommendations. I can do more of these if this is something you guys would enjoy. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I saw this movie on Netflix and I just thought it was so cute. I love the actress in it. I don't remember what her name is, but I feel like she was Cinderella in the live action Cinderella. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the movie is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. I think I got it right, and it is a book, but I saw the movie on Netflix, and it takes place in World War II. An author is very famous and she gets a letter by this book club who are basically in this very, very small town, I think off the coast of England, and they created this book club during the German occupation in their town in order to kind of just get together, have a meal, and just find some sort of joy during this like traumatic time. And so she goes to their town to meet with them, interview them, talk to them because they like her book. And there's like romance. So you've got romance, you got historical fiction, you've got wartime. And it made me think of The Girl You Left Behind by Jojo Moyes. There are some similarities in the fact that these stories do take place during the war, but The Girl You Left Behind is during, I believe, World War I, not World War II. And the story is centered around a girl named Sophie, whose husband has left to serve in the war, and so her town has also been taken over by the Germans and is occupied, and one of the German soldiers is like obsessed with her, and specifically her portrait, because her husband is an artist and had this portrait made of her, and he's like obsessed with her, obsessed with this portrait, kind of creepy. Fast forward like 100 years later, Sophie's portrait is hanging in the home of this girl named Liv, and it was a wedding present from her husband. And she goes and discovers the value of the painting, the history behind the painting, and a lot of stuff goes down. But there is love involved in this book as well. So I'm not going to get into it because it does go back and forth in time and it can get kind of confusing. But I do recommend this book if you liked the Potato Peel Pie Society. It's very sweet. It's very emotional, so if that's the type of book you're into or the type of stories that you're into, I think you should really check this out, or anything really by Jojo Moyes, because her books are so good. The next one we have on the list is Mayor of Easttown, which is on HBO, I believe, and it is like a limited series mystery thriller drama type of show with Kate Winslet, and she is, I believe, a detective in her town. It's a very dark and dreary town, and there's a mystery going on with some girls that are missing, as well as the death of somebody, and so she's just basically trying to solve the case. I'm not going to get into it because it's a limited series, so there's only like a few episodes, and a lot happens. There's a lot of twists and turns. It was such a good show. I love limited series lately, especially with like drama and like thriller mysteries, like trying to figure out a case. So good. If you like that show, or if you like that type of like detective solving cases type of TV or movies, then you should read Sharp Objects by Jillian Flynn. This has also been adapted into a TV show, but this book in particular reminded me of Mayor of Easttown because we do have a detective in the case in a small town. Weird things are going on. A lot of people have secrets that they're not sharing with the detectives, and the twist at the end is just like mind-boggling. You think you know what's going on, and then you don't. So definitely recommend this one. It is very dark, Sharp Objects. It's a very dark book, so just like a heads up warning. But Mare of Easttown was also pretty dark, I would say, but it is really exciting. Like, you're like this the whole time you're watching the show. So definitely recommend Sharp Objects if you haven't read it. On to something a little bit lighter is Enola Holmes. I do have like a little bit of like movies and like TV show recommendations, but Enola Holmes is a movie on Netflix, and it is centered around Enola Holmes, Sherlock Holmes' younger sister. And I love this movie so much. The sequel is coming out, I believe, this year or next year, and it is with Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill and a lot of good actresses. Helena Bonham Carter is in it, and it is just a really cute story of a young girl whose mother goes missing, and she is determined to solve the case. No one wants to deal with her. They just want to send her off to like a boarding school. And yeah, so it's just her story of like, I guess, coming of age, trying to solve the case, gaining her independence, and kind of getting help from her brothers along the way, but not really. So if you like that, I think you will really enjoy The Golden Compass, which is part of His Dark Materials series of books. And this is also centered around a girl named Lyra. And she's very intelligent, and she's also trying to solve the case. She's trying to solve like a mystery that's going on. But she is young, adventurous, very independent, and not really listening to authority. The Golden Compass, definitely check it out. It is, I believe it's young adult fantasy. Yeah, I think it's young adult fantasy. But if you like Enola Holmes and you're looking for something that has like young adult type of themes, but the main character is more independent, free-spirited, but isn't like adult, definitely check out The Golden Compass. It is, I think, the first in a series of books, but I think you will very much enjoy it. I also have a few romance recommendations in here. So another TV show is Virgin River on Netflix. I feel like most movies nowadays are on Netflix, which, I mean, they've been putting out some good stuff. So Virgin River takes place in a small town. It's a nurse who's from, I think, a big city like LA or something, and she goes there. She's a nurse practitioner, and she's starting life new because her husband passed away. Yeah, it's just a small town romance TV show. Very cute, very cheesy, but like feel good show. If you liked that, like everything that I just said, then you will like Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. It's very talked about, very hyped up book, but for a good reason. We have a girl that is from a bigger city. She's got a little more money, she has wealth, and she is moving to this small town for different reasons. She is taking care of her niece in this town. Her mom, or her twin sister, kind of like got up and left her niece, so she's now taking care of this young girl in this small town. She doesn't really know anybody. Similarly in Virgin River. And then we have the grumpy guy that's in this small town who is the love interest, and it is a very sweet book. Has a bunch of different things happening all at once. You got a bunch of characters and their stories. So I do think there will be more books coming out from Lucy Score within this town, which again does remind me of Virgin River, because you have a bunch of characters in that TV show that we see, not just, you know, the main girl and guy. So definitely check that out. If you love a little small town romance, then I think you will really like that book. If you were into like marriage of convenience tropes, then you probably love The Proposal. And if you liked that movie, then I would definitely recommend, I actually have two recommendations for this one. First is The Wall of Winnipeg by Mariana Zapata, and the second is Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. The Wall of Winnipeg is actually probably a little more closely related to The Proposal in that they are the male, or is it in that one of the main characters is set to be deported, or their visa is expired and they need to get married in order to not get deported and get their, you know, citizenship or residency, whatever, in the United States. We have two characters, Aiden and Vanessa, and Aiden is a professional football player, but again, his visa's expired, and so he decides to make this proposition to his assistant to marry her. He offers her like a bunch of money so that he can become a citizen here and stay. Pretty much sounds like a proposal, right? It's really good. I love the writing. A lot of slow burn, so it's very, 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 very slow burn. But it's so worth it if you like that kind of stuff. It's so cute. And then if you like all of that, then you will also like Terms and Conditions. It's less of a slow burn, but you still have all the drama that comes with getting married right away with someone you don't really know or want to know. Basically the same thing. We have a CEO who in the grandfather's will, in order to become CEO, he has to like check off a bunch of boxes, and one of them is he needs to show that he can, you know, settle down, have a family and everything like that. So he decides to get married to his assistant again, and they have like a good work relationship, but that pretty much ends there. And it goes from there. So it's not as closely related to the proposal, but I still put it in here because it has the same vibes, it has the same like enemies to lovers kind of thing going on. So if you liked that kind of trope, marriage of convenience, boss and assistant type of thing going on, then you will like both of these books a lot. Recommend them, and you can find them on Kindle Unlimited too, by the way. Okay, on to another movie. We have kind of like a mystery comedy, I guess. So it is Knives Out, which is such a cool movie, and I think the sequel will be coming out in December on Netflix. It basically is an inheritance. Someone, or the main grandfather that has like $1 billion or whatever, passes away, and everyone is gathered together in the family to discuss the will and who will be inheriting like the fortune, essentially. So there is a lot of drama, family secrets. If you like that kind of aspect of movie, and if you like Knives Out, which I don't know how you didn't like Knives Out because it's such a good movie, then you should definitely read The Inheritance Game. So The Inheritance Game centers around a girl named Avery, who I think she's orphaned, and she finds out that she has inherited this man's entire fortune, her like long lost relatives, but she has to live at this mansion. She goes to the mansion and she discovers that there's a lot of family secrets to be unraveled, and a lot of family members are upset that this girl that no one knew existed just received all of the money, and everything that goes on with the, you know, inheritance, the will, everything just went to her. So a game ensues, and it's basically winner takes all. Who's gonna get the money at the end of this, or who's gonna get the fortune that everyone feels entitled to receive. It is a YA as well, but I feel like anyone can read it and enjoy it. And if you like Knives Out and how it works with, you know, a bunch of families, kind of having a motive and feeling very entitled to all of this money, then you will definitely enjoy The Inheritance Games. It is also a series, so just like Knives Out, there's going to be multiple coming out. This one is one of 3 books, so definitely check it out. Another show that is on Netflix is The Umbrella Academy, and I feel like this show is kind of weird, but I also didn't not like it, if that makes sense. Like, I liked it, but it was also like, what am I even watching? So if you like superheroes, comics, I don't really know how else to describe The Umbrella Academy, maybe like Dark Academia as well, then you should watch this. It's a group of kids that were all born on the same day, like at the same moment, and they all have powers, and they are adopted by this mysterious man who raises them in this place called the Umbrella Academy, and they become like a group of superheroes in this city. Yeah, so that's basically the premise of the TV show. If you've seen it and you liked it, then definitely check out the Atlas 6. And the reason why I'm recommending it is because the kids in the Umbrella Academy are so like pretentious and like smart, but like in a very like conceited, arrogant way. And in the Atlas 6, there was a lot of people that didn't even like the book because of how pretentious the characters are and unlikable they are. And I feel like their abilities and their like knowledge and intelligence is very similar to the characters in the Umbrella Academy. So it's completely different in like the setting and like the magic system and everything, but the characters themselves are like almost one and the same. So definitely check out the Umbrella Academy. It centers around 6 individuals. These 6 individuals do have powers based off of different elements, and there is a secret society called the Alexandrian Society, essentially set to guard and protect the Library of Alexandria that everyone believes is burned out, but it's actually not. And there is a competition that they have been invited to basically see who is the best in order to become part of this society, but only 5 of them are chosen out of the 6. Yeah, so not going to go into it. There is another one coming out as well, but if you liked, again, if you like the Umbrella Academy, the magic, if you like the school setting, or academy setting, if you like unlikable characters, morally gray characters, then definitely read the Atlas 6, because let me tell you, these people are unlikable, but it is worth reading anyway. And the last book on my list I think is perfect for fall, and that is Serendipity. Love Serendipity. I love John Cusack, and this movie is just like, it makes me want to live in New York in the winter every single year. I love like second chance romances, and this story is just, it just makes your heart so warm, and you feel so bad because you want them to be together from the start, and obviously for whatever reason they're not until like years later, and time's gone by, they're with other people. But it is a second chance romance, so if you like Serendipity or second chances, then you should definitely read Last Letter from Your Lover, which is, it goes back and forth in time, but the couple that are in the past basically have exchanged letters back and forth to one another. They meet like while one of them is on vacation, and they have an affair, and it's like very passionate, but then something happens and they don't get reconnected. Years and years go by, and a journalist discovers these letters in New York, I believe, or London, and so she wants to find out, who are these people? How can I bring them back together? How does the story end for them? I need to know all the details. And so she is set on figuring out how their love story ends. So it is, again, another second chance romance. It is so sweet. It will make you cry, and it will make you feel good too. So if you're looking for a good heartwarming cry, then definitely check out this book. It is another book by Jojo Moyes, but I just love her as an author, and I feel like no one really talks about her, so I put 2 on this list. You're welcome. Fall in love with her books and let me know what you think. But yeah, that is going to be this video. I hope you like this movie / TV and book comparison, recommendations, whatever you want to call it. I had a lot of fun making this list. So again, if you are looking for more stuff like this, you want to see more of this type of content, then please let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. So yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you in my next video. Bye!